Hello everyone, it's Miss D from the library, and I'm here to talk to you about 3 awesome books. Each of these books contains a supernatural or paranormal element and set great creepy moods and tell really rich stories. If you're like me, you're always in the mood for a spooky good book, and I've got just the treat for you. The first book is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. The main character is 16-year-old Jacob. After he finds his grandfather dead, he decides to travel to an island off the coast of Wales, which his grandfather always told him stories about. He'd show Jacob his collection of unusual and unsettling photographs and tell him tales of a house filled with unusual children and run by the even more unusual Miss Peregrine. As Jacob explores the island and the supposedly abandoned home, he realizes that his grandfather's stories of peculiar children and the monsters who sought them out may be more real than Jacob ever imagined. And even more startlingly, the children, along with Miss Peregrine, may need his help. As the first of the series, this book sets the stage for a wonderful story. And what makes this book even more haunting are the actual vintage photographs that the author collected and then included throughout the book. Some of them even become part of the story. If you're looking for a spooky adventure, then Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs is highly recommended. The next book is Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. The main character is Yadriel, a trans Latinx brujo, or witch, who has had a hard time being accepted by his family. Supernatural they may be, but open-minded they are not. But Yadriel is determined to prove to his family that he is as much a brujo as any man from their bloodline. Yadriel performs an act of magic to try and summon the spirit of his cousin, but instead accidentally summons the spirit of his classmate Julian. Julian demands that Yadriel help him find out what happened and tie up loose ends. The story follows Yadriel and Julian as they unravel the mystery and grow closer together, while Yadriel fights to carve a space for himself in the deep-rooted traditions of his family. This fantastically creepy tale has everything from witches and ghosts to blood rituals and ancient deities. If you're looking for a supernatural love story that begins and ends in a graveyard, then Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas is for you. Our third book is Blood Countess by Lana Popovic. The main character is Anna, who at 16 years old has been chosen by the Countess Elizabeth Bathory to be her new chambermaid. At first, Anna is enchanted and starstruck by the Countess, spending her days and nights at the Countess's side, learning from her and being made to feel special and even loved. However, when Anna begins to truly fall in love in return, others employed at the castle begin to go missing. As bodies start piling up and the Countess's hands seem to be dripping in red, Anna begins to wonder if the woman who has ensnared her so thoroughly is much more dangerous than she ever thought. Even more pressing, if Anna cannot stop her, Will she become the Countess's next victim? This blood-soaked retelling of the legends that have come to surround the real-life figure of Countess Elizabeth Bathory are sure to delight any historical fiction fan for sure. Blood Countess by Lana Popovic is sure to thrill any who read it. Well, there you have it, readers. 3 chillingly good books to fill any horror cravings. Whether you're looking for a creepy adventure with Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs, a spooky romance with Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas, or even perhaps a hair-raising, historically inspired mystery with Blood Countess by Lana Popovic. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about these 3 books and come explore even more goosebump-worthy tales in our library. Happy haunting!